try it again. How is everyone today? Yes, that sounds more like it. Welcome to Unity of Tucson. I'm Reverend Jonathan Zenz, the senior minister here at this lovely, lovely spiritual center. And it's such a joy to have you join us on this beautiful, beautiful Sunday morning, another beautiful Sunday where we celebrate love as a spiritual community. If you are able and you would like to stand or dance or sing or whatever, I would love to welcome our opening song with our guest singer today, Charlie Hall.
Feliz Navidad, Feliz Navidad, Feliz Navidad, próspero año y felicidad. Feliz Navidad, Feliz Navidad, Feliz Navidad, próspero año y felicidad. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas. I wanna wish Merry Christmas, everyone.
Thank you so much for that great opening song as we celebrate the season. How is everyone doing today? How many of you were at Gaslight Theater yesterday? It was a good time. Didn't we have a good time? Yes, I understand that there's going to be another opportunity for Gaslight in April. We'll let you know when we have tickets available for that. But yeah, we had such a good time yesterday. Also, I want to let you know that my back is better this week. I don't know if you can tell. And yes, I'm so grateful to be feeling so much better. It was actually better by Monday, which, isn't that the way it always happens? That's the power of prayer to say, you know what, I am done with this hurt, I am done with this pain, and I allow only the flow of the good to manifest itself through me. So yes, it was done just like that. Welcome, yes, once again to another beautiful, beautiful Sunday morning to all you beautiful humans. We are a spiritual community here at Unity of Tucson. We are here to teach practical tools to engage a better life. And so that's the whole point and purpose for me of spiritual practice. It's to engage a better life. And so as we engage these tools, as we engage our spiritual sensibility, as we deepen into that sense of who we are, well, life just gets better all around. Now, I always say, I've been saying each week, you may not believe everything you hear today. You may not believe everything you hear today, and that's absolutely okay. But I think you will hear something that you do believe. And it is important, I think, for each and every one of us to settle into what it is we do believe, because our beliefs create our experience. That's the whole point and purpose of this New Thought teaching. We have a vision and a mission here at Unity of Tucson, and I would love for you to share out loud the words of our vision statement. Share this with me. We envision a world awakened to its magnificence. And the vision is how we see the world. We see the world as awakened to its magnificence. Now, how do we get there? The practical steps to getting there are what are outlined in our mission statement. So if you would share these words with me, please. Love only, forgive everything, remember who you are. Love only, forgive everything, and remember who you are. Whether you're watching live, what am I saying? I'm so used to saying that during my weekly thing, right? But whether you're watching live online or on the replay, I want to acknowledge the fact that we're grateful that you've decided to join us virtually here today. If you're new to our community, we'd love for you to reach out, let us know that you've joined us virtually at unitytucson.com/connect. There's a place where you can go fill out some information there. And always, always grateful to expand our reach online. If you are in the room here today and you are joining us for the very first time, we have something that we would like to offer to you. So if you are comfortable with identifying yourself by standing up, we'd be delighted to welcome you, spread some love your way, and we have a gift for you as well. And I see that, yes, grateful to have you here. The gifts are coming around, so if you would remain standing for just a moment, remain standing. And there's something also that we would like to share with you, because this community does its research, and we know a truth about you. And we would like to share that truth with you. If we would all on the count of 3, share this truth. You are magnificent. You are absolutely magnificent, and I'm grateful that you're shining your light and sharing your magnificence. You can be seated. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Now, the reason we know that you are magnificent is because it is an inherent part of our being that we can express and claim our magnificence, because you are a reflection of that which is inherently here. It is who we are. So let us all exclaim together these words. I am magnificent. How does that feel? Feels great? Why don't we say it with even more infused feeling? Ready? 1, 2, 3. I am magnificent. Yes. Feels good. It does feel good. To lead us in inspiration today, I would love to welcome our prayer chaplain, who is on duty today, with a reading and leading us in our affirmation. Please welcome Sherry Hoffman.
Hello, hello. So actually, I am filling in for somebody. Our prayer chaplain, Sue Crete, messaged last night and said that she was feeling unwell. So I have what she had prepared for you, and I'm going to share that with you today. So, good morning. The reading today is by Mary Rowland, a longtime director of Silent Unity. It comes from her book, The Magic Word, about joy and happiness. She writes, "If you have not yet touched the wellspring of joy within you, then sing, with praise and gratitude until the deep waters of your soul have been stirred and their healing has started in every part of your being. True happiness is unconditional and not dependent upon persons or things. True happiness is that firm, strong, unwavering substance of joy, which cannot be touched with mortal thought. Anyone who has touched this spirit of joy feels the strength of constantly sustaining, no matter what may go wrong in our external way. The power is so great, it transforms your environment as sunlight dispels darkness. Joy, thanksgiving, and gratitude will bring light into this world. And so, with the wellspring of joy and a grateful and open heart, let us consider this month's affirmation. In order to truly take into the blessing, let us do it in two parts. First, I invite you to comfortably relax into a still, quiet place within. And I ask that you simply receive these words as I read the affirmation to you. In the peace of this moment, just allow the flow to resonate. Then, after I shared it with you, I will ask you to join along with me as we repeat it twice together. So this month's affirmation is, I am worthy. I am loved. I am enough. Now, let us join together and repeat it twice. I am worthy. I am loved. I am enough. One more time. I am worthy. I am loved. I am enough.
Everywhere I am is holy ground, for I walk in faith. Everywhere I am is holy ground, for the power and the presence of pure spirit makes my path gentle and easy, gentle, easy, gentle, easy. Everywhere I am is holy ground, and I live in love. Everywhere I am is holy ground, for the power and the presence of pure spirit makes my path gentle and easy,
together, God, as a spiritual community, it is with deeply grateful hearts that we embrace the divinity of each and the joy of this season. Together we acknowledge that we are one, we are divine, we are joy, and we are light. We are blessed to be a blessing to ourselves, to others, and to the universe around us, including those of need, of nurture and kindness, and for all concerned. We are the torchbearers and stewards of the infinite goodness of harmony, peace, and magnificence. We claim our birthright of joy. Any concerns or cares that we may have are diminished. As we confidently trust, believe, accept, and receive the power and presence of love in our lives. Knowing and accepting goodness and joy are already manifesting. We simply claim and allow it to be so. And so it is. Amen.
Everywhere I am is holy ground. I dance in joy. Everywhere I am is holy ground. For the power and the presence of pure spirit makes my path gentle and easy, gentle, easy, gentle, easy, gentle, easy.
Thank you, Sherry. It's beautiful. And thank you, Sue, for writing all of that. Yes, Sue, if you're watching, grateful for all of that. And trusting that you are whole and complete and well and expressing from that magnificent spiritual blueprint that has been untouched by anything in the world of form. Just taking in the moment. You can come on up. Carol is joining me on stage to light the flames of faith today as our keeper of the flames. We engage in this ritual practice each week to honor the faith traditions and the spiritual ideas, the religious paths of the world, and understand that each and every one of them is rooted in a golden thread of love. And so with each candle that we light, that is what we are choosing to understand. And so we light a candle first for the Tao, honoring the natural, universal path of harmony and equilibrium, the natural way. We light a candle for the shamanic traditions, honoring the beliefs and practices of all indigenous people, the way of primal spirituality. We light a candle for Hinduism, honoring the path of knowledge, action, and devotion. We light a candle for Judaism, honoring the ethical path of living by sacred law. We light a candle for all forms of Buddhism, honoring the Four Noble Truths and the path of compassion. We light a candle for all forms of Christianity, honoring the Christ consciousness as the path of love. We light a candle for all forms of Islam, honoring the path of submission to the divine will of love as the highest calling. We light a candle for the universalistic religion of Baha'i, honoring the path of unity and peace. We light a candle for all forms of new thought, honoring the metaphysical path of mental healing through the practice of universal spiritual principles. And we light a candle for all faith traditions unnamed in this ceremony, and for any seekers who may be unaware of the power and presence of spirit in their lives, and for the space that we are holding and keeping open for them in our own hearts. This final candle we light is the healing candle, representing the healing or the uncovering of any circumstance that requires the revelation of the divine at its core. For that is how we teach healing within the New Thought philosophy, the uncovering of the God essence at the core of all creation. And so this is your candle for whatever is in your mind and in your heart that requires the light. The candle here on your left is our peace candle. And we keep the peace candle consistently illuminated with the understanding that it is representative of the consistent illumination of peace in our hearts. And as we allow that inner peace to inform our thoughts, our intentions, our words, and our deeds, we create a more peaceful experience in this thing called life. And so let's honor this candle by saying together the prayer for world peace. Divine love indwells each person and radiates from one to another. Harmony is established and peace begins to reign in the world. Indeed it does. Amen. How are you doing?
I'm good.
So good to see you.
Beautiful December day.
It is a beautiful December day.
Yes.
Nice crisp chill in the air.
Yes. Yes.
Just a little bit, right?
A little bit. A little bit. But I have a tomato growing in the rocks in my yard.
Oh, how lovely.
And it's my inspiration for 2022.
To grow in the rocks in the yard.
Nobody planted it. You know, you buy special soil and special dirt and plant it and treat it like a baby and it dies. But this one in the rocks is doing just fine. It has maybe a dozen baby tomatoes on
The
it.
resilience of this thing called life. It just, life wants to happen. Let's never forget that. Life wants to happen.
It wants to happen.
Yeah, sometimes we get so involved messing it up that we can, well.
I know.
Anyway, the reason that Carol is here is for those of you who may be new to our community, she is going to talk to us a little bit about her experience doing the homework last week. And I give homework every week, an encouragement to each and every one of us to put into practice what we are learning here each Sunday. So I'm going to remind everybody of what the homework was. Last week I talked a lot about service. Now I'm going to... I'm going to really say this. Last week I had a really hard time because I was out of my mind with pain. And I think back on it, I'm not even sure what I said last week, but it must have made sense because I had a lot of people reach out and say, I really enjoyed that talk. I'm like, okay. But last week was all about service. So I asked everyone to find ways of being in service, either to the community here at Unity or in service to the world at large, to actively engage in service in a new, perhaps an unexpected way, especially if for people who I know who are sharing the stage with me, you are very much of service. I see you in service in all areas of your life. So did you find a new and unexpected way will be the question, and just to see what changes come about for you in engaging in service. So tell me about what happened for you.
Well, your talk last week was wonderful.
Well, thank you.
And what it was for me was that story about the monkeys helping the fish by taking them out of the water because they might drown, and then they were resting.
Yeah.
So I didn't want to be like that, and I remembered that all week. Last week was a really busy week. I had a bunch of stuff that was unexpected that I signed up for a couple of weeks before. And I thought, well, I did this homework a couple of weeks before, but that's okay, it's good. And then I thought, you know what I really need to work on is when people are not helping in my perspective, they're not helping and then they criticize what I'm trying to do in an unhelpful way. So I need to listen better. It's like, well, no, that was last week's homework. That wasn't this week's homework. So there was a little confusion about that. And I was thinking, well, that's okay, because what week it is doesn't matter. It's a bigger picture than that. So, well, we completed Friday night was our big thing for that. I took a group to Winter Haven, and we played for 4 solid hours.
You played bluegrass, right?
Mostly bluegrass, mostly bluegrass and some Christmas songs. And I thought, those voices are not going to last 4 hours. And at Winter Haven, you come in before, that's before 6, and you leave after, that's 10, because you can't get in and out between safely. Anyway, we did that, and that worked out fine. All's well. I'll send the pictures. You know, we're good. So, but one thing that did touch me that I could do better is I went to the grocery store, and at the grocery store they say, would you like to donate an extra $5 to feed hungry families in our community? And I said, no. And then I bought my groceries and left. I thought, well, that wasn't very nice. So I donated some money to the food bank.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, well, that's lovely. Thank you for sharing that. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Carol Willie, everyone.
Thank you.
Always a blessing to have you share with us. And yes, the homework for today will be coming up a little bit later in the celebration. But until we get there, we have such a treat today in our musical guest, whom you've already heard. Please welcome once again with our featured song of the day, Charlie Hall.
Burning low, lots of mistletoe, lots of love and lights everywhere we go. Choir singing carols right outside our door. All these things and more. That's what Christmas means to me right now. What Christmas really means. Christmas means we share our love. Whoa, 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 whoa. Christmas means we share our love. Christmas means we share our love. Well, you see smiling faces never seen before. Always care for one another. It seems we care much more. The gifts of love we share touch our hearts for sure. Yes, all these things and more. All these things and more. That's what Christmas means to me right now. What Christmas really means. Christmas means we share our love. Whoa, 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 whoa. Christmas means we share our love. Christmas means we share our love. I wish you Merry Christmas. Christmas, baby. And a happy, happy New Year. Oh, deck the halls with holly, sing sweet silent night, fill the Christmas tree with pretty, pretty lights. Choir singing carol right outside the night. Well, all these things and more. All these things and more. That's what Christmas means to me right now. What Christmas really means. Christmas means we share our love. Whoa, 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 whoa. Christmas means we share our love. Whoa, 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 whoa. Christmas means we share our love. Whoa, 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 whoa. Christmas means we share.
Christmas means we share our love. Let's share the love today. What do you say? What do you say? What do you say? I think that one of the things I'm struck with is the fact that, Christmas comes around, well, for us twice a year because we always celebrate Christmas in July in this community. But Christmas is really every day. If we really commit to the concept that Christmas is all about sharing the love that we have to share and really embracing that and expressing that in the world. So we're on the fourth Sunday of Advent, and each week we've done a theme for that Sunday. This week's theme is joy. Joy, joy to the world, right? And one of the things that I really started thinking about when I was considering what I wanted to talk about today is to start thinking about holidays past, to look at my past and see how it perhaps has informed my present, to really look at the winter experience because, it's winter for a lot of people is a time for reflection. We get to the solstice and it is well, they call it the shortest day of the year. Well, the days are all 24.25 hours, so it's not any shorter than any other. It's just the amount of sunlight that we have in the Northern Hemisphere on December 21st-ish is reduced. So we look at that and we say, I'm going to allow myself to deepen into a practice of understanding and allow myself to be quiet in the solitude of the moment. And it's a very solemn kind of experience. And I'm like, that's great, but we can also enjoy the joy that there is to share. So if I look back at my Christmases and the holiday seasons of the past, I look and say, well, what was it like for me as a child? I had a particularly happy childhood. I know that's not the same for every single person. But if we consider our childhood, what I would like for us to consider, if we consider that we didn't have as happy a childhood as we would like, to really focus on those aspects of it which were happy and which were joyful, and allow those to be the point of view from which our memories spring forth. Because by allowing ourselves to do this, by saying, you know what, I know who I am, and I am a radiant point of joy, we are creating more of that in this moment, and in this moment, and in this moment. It's all about how we utilize our mind in the moment, and we can allow those things of the past, those hurts of the past, to absolutely destroy us if we let them. But we are not relegated to letting those things have any bearing on who we are right now. It is not a requirement to let those things have any bearing on who we are right now. So I want to encourage each and every one of us to really embrace the joy of the season. Now, some of you may have heard this before. Whenever I think about my holiday memories, there is a particular memory that comes to mind when I was about 3 or 4 years old. Now, I grew up in Tucson. I grew up on 18th Street, just down near Country Club, close to Reed Park. And I remember in the house that we lived in, there was a house across the street, and they had their nativity set out in front. And they put it up every year, and I didn't understand this because I was not brought up in a religious tradition. So I was like, okay, well, I guess that has something to do with Christmas. But for me, Christmas was like, I'm a kid. Christmas is all about the cookies and the candy and the toys and the things that we can get, right? Well, I've had a change of heart in terms of my approach, my experience of Christmas now. But back then, I didn't know what it was all about. Now, this nativity is also a very 1970s, like made out of plastic and lit up from the inside, So they go out there and they would light it up from the inside. But it sparked my imagination, and I thought, well, that has something to do with Christmas. And I know that Silent Night is a song that we sing at Christmas. And so I decided I was going to do my own passion play. Not a passion play. I was going to do my own nativity play for my family. So I got a cardboard box out, and I got all the shredded newspaper, and I got a teddy bear, and I wrapped it in swaddling. And I put it in the cardboard box with all of the shredded up newspaper, and then I got a sheet off of my bed and decided that I was going to play Mary. Even at 4. And I got on my knees and I sang Silent Night to my teddy bear. Because that's all I knew. I didn't really know the significance of the story. I didn't really know anything about it. It's just that was my understanding, and to do such a thing was a joyful experience for me. It was a joyful experience for me. The other things I think about are like family visits and how grateful I was when my cousins would come into town, and we would sleep. So my grandparents had a motorhome, and they would park it in the driveway. And when the cousins were in town, we would get to go sleep in the motorhome, and how fun was that? To be separate from the main house and like have our own little, it was almost like having our own little playhouse, right? And I also think about getting my first CD Discman and listening to Sade. And my very first CD, the Beverly Hills Cop soundtrack. So these are all joyful memories for me, right? And those are the things that I look to and I say, you know what, I had a pretty good childhood. Now, I can look at the things that caused me pain in my childhood, and there are some of those things as well, but why focus on them? Why focus on them? There is absolutely no reason to ever give weight to any of that. And so that's the encouragement that I have for each and every one of us today. To whatever we can look at to our past that bears any weight or disappointment, let it go, because it doesn't matter now. It doesn't matter. If you think it matters, it only matters because you think it matters. Get it? Because you've made a decision to carry it with you and allow it to matter. So joy, the thing that I really move to is joy is inherent. It is an inherent aspect of our beingness. It is not something derived from out there, because I can look and say, oh, well, doing the nativity, my nativity play in my living room, and getting to visit with the cousins and sleep in our little clubhouse of the motorhome and, listening to my Discman and all of that. I could say that those are all things that brought me joy, and it's not true. How many of you think that things out there bring you joy? Think about it. They don't. They don't. We often confuse this idea that things in the world of form bring us joy. They cannot bring us joy. They can only reflect the joy that is inherent at the core of each and every one of us. So joy is first and foremost an inside job. And everything out there will be reflective of that which is right here within. So do you choose to live a joyful life? I do. Am I joyful 100% of the time? Yes, even in the times when I'm not. We believe so strongly that there are things out there that are going to make us joyful. I'm having experiences with people, especially this time of year, when people feel the weight and the pressure of the holidays. Anyone have that going on? They feel the weight and the pressure of the holidays coming down and bearing down upon them. And I just try to remind them that that, too, is a choice. Not a single one of us needs to feel any weight from anything out there. We can lift our spirits and understand that joy is right here, flowing forth. So this is the season when we celebrate the birth of Christ. We celebrate the birth of Christ. Now, the birth of Christ, we hold to this teaching within the New Thought paradigm. The birth of Christ means the bringing to consciousness, the bringing to awareness, the spiritual idea of ourselves. To deepen into the understanding that we are inherently spiritual beings. We are spiritual beings. Ernest Holmes wrote this. Ernest Holmes, the founder of the other part of New Thought, religious science, he wrote, "The Christ is not a person, but a principle. Jesus, the man, became the living embodiment of the Christ." And that is what we look to Jesus as, a way shower of how we can become the living embodiment of the Christ consciousness, the spiritual idea that is the core of who we are. Now, Christ itself, the word itself means anointed. It's not Jesus' last name. Christ is the principle. Christ is the principle. But what truly is the principle? The principle is this: there's only one life. That life is God's life. That life is perfect. And that life is my life now. That life is your life now. We are living the life of God and calling it our own, recognizing it and identifying it as our own. But it is so much greater than we could possibly imagine with our limited thinking. And so part of the joy that we can bring to this season is to unlimit our thinking to a greater expression and idea that is inherently who we are. There is one life. That life is God's life. That life is perfect. Even in its imperfections in the world of form, it is perfect. It is consistently flowing forth as perfection, and that life is our life right now. So the birth of the Christ, the birth of this Christ consciousness, the reason for the season, yes, I said it, the reason for the season is rediscovering our blithe spirit, the joy inherent within. It's letting our God show in every aspect of our life. It's letting our God show. Right where we are, we get to let our God out. We get to let it show. One of my great spiritual teachers was a 19-year-old when she made her transition. And she was a remarkable, remarkable young woman who I look back on her transition and think to myself, this world was too limited for the God essence that she was expressing, and it could not contain her vibrance in a limited capacity anymore. But she was once asked the question, and she put the answer on video. And so I transcribed her answer to the question. And the question was, what does it mean to say your God is showing? She said, when I hear the phrase, your God is showing, it makes me think of how I'm not letting fear rule my life anymore. I'm not letting it be the motivation for anything I do. I'm letting my passion and my confidence in my beauty and my light leak out into every aspect of my life. Fear is no longer my motivation. Fear is no longer a part of my life. When I hear your God is showing, it makes me realize that fear cannot hide the beauty and passion and light that's within me. My God is showing when I'm doing what I love, when I'm playing guitar, acting, singing, dancing, whatever it may be. My God is showing when I'm being myself and not letting fear or inhibition get in the way. She was 17 when she expressed that. That is, to me, incredibly remarkable. Such insight. I think there's some of me, I'm 48 and I'm still learning this. I don't know that I could have articulated quite as well as she did, but I'm also not going to make it a contest because I take what I hear and I say, this is applicable and I know who I am. How about you? How about you? Our God is showing when we understand our unity as the whole, as the wholeness of spirit. That's why I wanted to sing the song Holy Ground today. And people will probably say, holy is spelled wrong. But in the sense of what that song is saying, it's actually not spelled wrong. It is purposefully spelled W-H-O-L-L-Y, holy ground. I'm experiencing and expressing as holy ground. Everywhere I walk is holy ground. It is whole and complete, just like me, just like you, just like each and every one of us. And as I deepen into this understanding, as I deepen into it, I get to more effectively use this in my life. And that's the teaching. We get to use this stuff in the expression and experience of our life. So we have a mission that is rooted in activity. Love only. That is a directive. Love only. Forgive everything. Another directive. And remember who you are. You are the Christ consciousness. You are the love and the light. And you are the inherent joy that is divinity expressing itself in this manner right here and right now. So rediscovering our Blithe spirit is self and spiritual mastery. Our work is to master our inner wholeness, our self, and our understanding of ourselves as spirit. And we engage in this in many ways. We engage in this through spiritual education. We can read books and we can, study. And I encourage study because it is study that was my entree into understanding this at a more deep level, to open myself up at the heart space, to embody this principle. So it is about mastering life. And Meister Eckhart wrote this. One person who has mastered life, is that you? One person who has mastered life is better than 1,000 persons who have mastered only the content of books. But no one can get anything out of life without God. Without deepening in the understanding of who you are, which is God, which is divinity, which is joy inherent. One person who has mastered life is better than 1,000 persons who have mastered only the content of books. But no one can get anything out of life without God. This is what Jesus understood. This is what Jesus expressed. And we are to be like Jesus. That is the point and purpose of engaging in this particular spiritual philosophy. To look at Jesus as a way shower, to look at Moses as a way shower, to look at Buddha as a way shower, to look at Muhammad as a way shower, to look at the great mystics of the world as way showers, to embrace and enliven our sensibility of the truth of who we are. There is one life. That life is God's life. That life is perfect. That life is our life right now. We are not here to appropriate. We are here to become illuminated. That's the journey of this thing called life. So I encourage you, learn the wisdom, do the study, and then take it a step further to embody the study through practice. This is our path to rediscovering our Blithe spirit. To know the truth of our being, to know the truth of our being is to know our inherent truth. We are fundamentally Christ consciousness in action. The Christ is the abiding aspect of each of us, the possibility and potential of perfection expressed. Now, we are inherently perfect. Sometimes we cover up that perfection with what we call imperfection. But it is all perfect. You are perfect just as you are. You matter and you are enough. So the Christ is the abiding aspect of each of us that knows that so fundamentally that we cannot possibly be shaken from our course or our understanding or our faith of that. We are, Christ consciousness is the radiant wholeness incarnate as us. And today, that is what we are here to do, to rediscover that Blithe spirit at the core and live it wholeheartedly. Peace and blessings to you. You are magnificent. So the homework this week. Ooh, homework. Homework this week is to find a way to tap into that inherent Blithe spirit in a different way, perhaps, than you might imagine. See the world this week. I'm going to encourage you to really look through the eyes of childlike wonder this week, to really acknowledge and explore the world as a child, to allow that wonder to well up and overflow from within you. Find an opportunity, at least one, but you can find many if you like, to play. Did you get it? To play, to have a good time, to let go of the things that you think you must be, to allow yourself to express as the thing you inherently are. Find time this week to play. Do something new that feeds your soul. What do you say? Does that sound like good homework this week? Yes. Let's play this week. So let's take a moment to relax right where we are. To deepen. To allow whatever kernel of truth for each and every one of us that has resonated with our soul to be present in our mind and in our heart. And to simply allow a reflection and a contemplation of this truth right here, right now, in this moment of silence.
In the silence there is peace. In the silence there is unspoken joy. In the silence there's release. As my heart opens up to the voice, I awake to these precious moments when I hear all that could never be said, and right here in this holy silence I find God, I find myself.
I find myself, for I understand that there is only one life. That life is God's life. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. God, this greatness on demand, this infinite creative energy, this principle of all that is letting itself be known in terms of creation. And we are, each and every one of us, wholeness expressing through creation. This is our identity. We are, each and every one of us, divine, God aspects, a feeling tone that is wholeness, light, love, life, peace, power, beauty, and joy. Joy is our birthright, and so I allow more of that. I choose to allow more of that to flow forth into expression here, now perhaps than ever before, more and more and more, for there's always more in the infinite, and I know that this is the truth of each and every one of us. We are this inherent infinity. And so it is with gratitude overflowing from within that I relax, knowing I'm on the right path, I'm on the right journey, as we all are. Each and every one of us, I hold this truth in my own mind, that we are, each and every one of us, on the right path. We are expressing as perfection. And so with gratitude overflowing from within, I simply welcome the flow. I let it be so as I relax, release, and allow myself to be renewed. And so it is. Amen. In the silence there is peace. In the silence there is unspoken joy. In the silence there's release. As my heart opens up to the voice, I awake to these precious moments when I hear all that could never be said, and right here in this holy silence I find God. Oh, I find God. I find myself. So it is. Would you please welcome Roberta Latham, one of the members of our board, the secretary of our board, to the platform. I will offer you a hand as well.
I'm a lot better.
That's good. Getting better every day.
Modern medicine.
Yes.
Hi, everybody. It's a joyous, joyous day. A little different theme today. In the back of your chairs, you'll find a card that looks kind of like this. And what this is doing is describing how you can become an automatic giver so that you don't have to put money in the envelope every week. Of course, if you still want to do that, that's fine too. But if you'll read over this, I'll kind of summarize it for you. If you are already an automatic giver, if you would put this card in the basket as it comes around, and the ushers are starting the baskets around right now, to kind of get a handle on how many people actually are doing that and to call attention to it. It's a very efficient way, and you don't have to think about it. That's always a good thing. You can set up automatic giving at unitytucson.com. Click on the Give Online link in the top menu and choose Give multiple times on the page that follows. That's kind of a lot of words, but it's really not hard, okay? So if you want to check that. One-time giving also can be done online or in the basket as it's coming around now. If you need help, have some questions about it, stop by the administrative office and talk to Tyler about it, or you can call the number 520-577-3300. Well, you know, it's Christmas, and what do we do at Christmas? We have this strange custom of always buying presents for each other, right? Well, let's remember unity when we're doing that. Let's put us on our Christmas list. If you're an automatic giver, give a little more. Thank you.
That's wonderful.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Thank you.
As you have what it is you're offering the church today, I would love for us to share together our givingness statement. I share this gift with love, conscious of the inner presence as the lavish source and substance of my supply. I am rooted in the assurance that this gift blesses Unity of Tucson, and I trust in its ever-present circulation, knowing its blessings return to me. And so it is. As the baskets continue around, let's celebrate with our abundant celebration song. I celebrate my abundance today. By giving this gift, I show my faith. As I open my heart, my world becomes a better place. I release all fear as I share gratefully. This love that I give always gives back to me. Knowing my oneness with everything else, I know that all that I give to myself. I celebrate my abundance today. By giving this gift, I show my faith. As I open my heart, my world becomes a better place. I release all fear as I share gratefully. This love that I give always gives back to me. Knowing my oneness with everything else, I know that all that I give to myself. Here we go. I celebrate my abundance today. By giving this gift, I show my faith. As I open my heart, my world becomes a better place. I release all fear as I share gratefully. This love that I give always gives back to me. Knowing my oneness with everything else, I know that all that I give to myself. Knowing my oneness with everything else, I know that all that I give to myself. Oh, I love that song. Such a fun song to sing. A couple of things that are happening here. You can still affirm your pledge for 2022. We are still taking pledge forms. You can pick up a paper form in the lobby, or if you would like to fill it out online, you can do that at our website, unitytucson.com. We have begun, well, actually, I've already finished a draft budget for 2022, which the board will be talking about today at our monthly board meeting. But we're always open to you continuing to make your commitment known and your investment here at Unity of Tucson. I'm deeply grateful for all who have made their investment already and helping us to make our appropriate plans. If you are shopping online for the holidays, it's kind of at the late moment. I don't know if you can get anything delivered before next week, but if you are, if you shop at Amazon.com, we would love for you to take part in the smile.amazon.com program. Choose Unity of Tucson as your registered charity, and for every sale that you engage in through that, portion of that will be donated back to Unity of Tucson, and it's at no additional cost to you. It's a great way to do your holiday shopping and support Unity of Tucson at the same time. In the Galleria Sagrada, in our foyer, we have, of course, the artwork of the magnificent Elizabeth Quinn Worrell. And there is a painting that is being auctioned off. There's a silent auction happening. Today is the final day for the silent auction. So it's in the lobby. If you go out the doors, it's just to the right and kind of go around the door. That's the painting that is being auctioned off. We'd love for you to place your bids. Oh, Sue has something to say. She moved the painting, it's on the main wall. Can you point it out when everybody exits today? And there she is. Elizabeth is back there. Hi, Elizabeth. Your paintings are beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing them with us. But 100% of the proceeds from that silent auction are being donated back to Unity of Tucson. If you buy another one of her paintings, 40% is being donated back to Unity of Tucson. So help support Unity of Tucson in that manner as well. Celebrate with Unity of Tucson. We are having our Christmas Eve candlelight service this coming Friday evening. The service begins at 6 p.m. I was going to tell you something, but I'm going to let it be a surprise on Christmas Eve. So you're just going to have to find out when you're here. Also, you can join us for New Year's Day. We're doing a New Year's Day labyrinth, walk, and dissolving bowl. Now, some people have asked me what the dissolving bowl is. The dissolving bowl is a take on the burning bowl. We just don't want to have open flame out in the labyrinth because it's awfully dry here in the desert. We don't want to start any fires. So we have what we call a dissolving bowl. It all makes sense. If you show up, you can come anytime between 10 a.m. and 3 p.m. on New Year's Day, January 1st. So join us for that. We've got some spiritual education opportunities coming up. If you would like to join Foundations of Unity, the class, it begins January 19th. It will be 8 consecutive Wednesdays, 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. You can register online under the heading Classes and Workshops, or you can register in the bookstore as well. Ed Savard is going to be offering a series of lectures on Sundays at 11:30 beginning January 9th called God and Mankind, Religious Thought and Why God Won't Go Away. And thank goodness God won't go away. But he's going to be offering that. We're charging $40 for that just to cover the cost of the materials. You can sign up for that also online or in the bookstore. And we have another great workshop series, Skills for Higher Awareness, that Christina Gilman is going to be offering on Thursdays at 10 a.m. beginning January 13th. And you can find out about all of that on our website as well. So check that out. The quilt auction is continuing through the end of the year, December 31st. If you would like to see the quilts in person, they are in Harmony Hall. It's easy to make a bid. There are QR codes that you scan with your phone, and you register and you put your bid in. That's how it's done. It's all being done online. They're not going to be individual bid sheets. That means that if you're online, you can participate in that. And 2 weeks in a row, I said it was not on our website, but this week it is. Yes, in the top menu it says quilt auction. If you click on that, you can check out the quilts on our auction website. Tai Chi with Monk continues Tuesdays and Thursdays at 6:30 p.m. in Room A. Gentle Yoga with Lynn Mondays at 9:30 a.m. in Harmony Hall. Please welcome the youth of Unity, our magnificent kids. Come on up. And Chris Paxton, who is our Youth and Family Ministries Manager, she's going to come up and she will probably have something to tell us about. Looks like you're bringing all kinds of awesome things up here. Come on up. What did you do today? Are you going to tell me what you did today? Yeah?
So we did lots of arts and crafts, and we also watched a movie about Baby God.
What was that? You did what? Say that again. You did arts and crafts.
And we watched a movie about Baby God, about God.
You watched a movie about God. Well, that sounds like a fun Sunday, doesn't it? What else is going on, Chris?
So we did. We watched a movie about Baby God, I think is what she said first, about Jesus. And it was a great YouTube video that some kids had made of the story. So we did that and had our little party. But we also talked about joy. And we talked about how it feels good to be kind and to share. And so as an act of sharing, we know that that brings us joy. So they've put together these beautiful little candy trays. And so we will be out in the lobby when you guys finish up. And we will be doing an act of service to bring joy to you and joy to them. And we hope you all have a wonderful Merry Christmas. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Grateful for you. And I also want to let you know, if you have any desire to work with the youth, it's a magnificent way of serving this community. You can let Chris know, or you can email yfm@unitytucson.com. There is also a sign-up sheet in the lobby. We would love to have your support to expand our youth program. Our prayer chaplain today is Sherry Hoffman, and I'm looking to see if I see any. Yes, so she's available for prayer after the service today. Did we have anybody else who was here? Nope. So it's going to be Sherry today. Sherry's going to take on all of your prayers. If you have need of just a moment of prayer, please see Sherry after this service. I want to say thank you to every single person who has made today possible. I want to say thank you to our tech team, Wally and Don and Greg, for your magnificent service. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yes, I want to say thank you to Carol for your magnificent feedback today and letting us know about the homework and lighting the candles. Thank you to Sherry and to Sue, because you both worked on that together to create today's, it was all her. You just delivered the message. I get it. But thank you for being here and being present. Thank you, Roberta, for sharing today. This magnificent band, Linda and Joshua and Raphael. Yes, thank you. Let's give it up for Charlie Hall, guest musician today. Always grateful to have you here, Charlie. Thank you. And thank you to each and every one of you for making your presence known here, for shining your light and sharing your magnificence. Whether you're in the room or online, I'm grateful that you are a part of this spiritual family. Let us share together one of the options for our closing prayer. This may be familiar to at least one person in this room. God in me sees clearly, so truth abounds. God through me blesses my world, so I see only love. God as me walks in peace, so all is well. And so it is. Amen. If you feel like moving your body, feel free to stand up as we close today. Breathe in the same air. Well, it's an idea whose time has come. A new generation decides as one. Of the same small planet we are born. It's never been so obvious before. We breathe the same air, drink the same water, walk the same earth, kiss the same sky. We breathe the same air. I think we ought to get along better, you and I. The future of history is crystal clear.